Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch Advanced. The 1980 season is on the air. Today's date is May 18th, 1980, RJL 518's birthday. We are at Dodger Stadium for a National League matchup between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Pirates come to this game a record of 14-16. They have struggled since the start of the month of May. The Dodgers, a record of 18-15. They have gotten hot in the month of May and now have a winning record. They actually had a losing record starting the month, and now they've gotten a little bit better with a winning record. So the Pirates we've already seen the Dodgers tonight. This is our first look at the Pirates. So we get our first look at them tonight, and we'll see what they bring to the table. Cutter Historical, Vita Productions, the lovely Barbara and Ben Witz, Doug Hunt, and David Vega are first to join us here at Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers historically won this game 2-0. They shut them out. The Dodgers had 8 hits and 2 errors. The Pirates had 3 hits and 2 errors. But as usual, we always know that Inside Pitch has a mind of its own. So without further ado, we got a good matchup between the Bucks and the Dodgers. And I want to thank, I'm sorry I couldn't play yesterday, but college football kind of took precedence. It was a heck of a game. My Hurricanes came up just a little bit short, but it was a great run, absolutely, for those that really cared about college football. By the way, congratulations to Carlos Beltran and to Andrew Jones making the Hall of Fame. Carlos Beltran, I have no problem with. Andrew Jones, well, the thing about Andrew Jones, if he didn't play, if he ended his career 5 years earlier than what he did, Andrew Jones would have been a surefire Hall of Famer. That it took him this long to get him in, I really got to decide. But as far as Andrew Jones, yes, he did get in, Dave 09. As far as that, as far as Andrew Jones, he was a heck of a fielder. He did have close to 500 home runs. You know what? I'll accept him. I'll put him on credit card. That's what I'll say. I'll put it on credit card, and I'll pay later. So I congratulate definitely Carlos Beltran. I have absolutely no problem with. I'm pretty sure no one here has a problem with Carlos Beltran, but he is definitely in the Hall. And a lot of people think he's going to wear a Mets cap as he get in the Hall. I don't think so. I think he's probably going to wear a Royals cap. I think he'll put a KC cap on him, especially since what the Mets did concerning when he tried to get the manager job here. I think he'll be wearing a Kansas City Royals cap, but we will find out. Anyway, congrats to those two. We got baseball to play, so let's get right to it. Starting pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight is Bob Welch. We've seen him before. 14 wins, 9 losses, a 3.29 ERA in 80. We are at Dodger Stadium. This is neutral, but does favor hitters, especially from the right side. So you can hit a good amount of home runs here from the right side of Dodger Stadium. Adds 1 to strikeouts, and there is a chance to rob a home run in that stadium. So, without further ado, it's time to play some baseball here as Keith Holinsky and XSG2 joins us here at Dodger Stadium. So it's time to play. We got baseball to go. Let's go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Pirates, center fielder Omar Moreno, 249 average, 2 homers, 36 RBIs, and 80. We're going to use blue, white, and white dice. Dodgers are the home team. Dodgers trying to continue the winning month of May. Pirates is trying to turn it back around. And let's see what Inside Pitch has to say. Welch, 1-6. That's a pitcher result. That 17 is against a righty is going to be a blank. Moreno, 6-7. And that's going to be a base hit to right, pass short, actually. Single pass short, and Moreno starts the hitting automatically. First hit of the game. That'll bring up the shortstop, Tim Foley, 265 average, 3 homers, 38 RBIs that year. Infield a double play. Strategy. Nothing on the 11. Actually, no, Moreno, he had 96 steals, and he gets a steal attempt. He's going. 15 plus 1 is 16. Joe Ferguson is the catcher for the Dodgers. He has a +2 arm. 1 to 18. Moreno is safe. And he just got under the tag, but he is safe. So Moreno will get a stolen base. He had 96 steals that year. So yeah, he's got to go. He's got to go ahead and get it. Runner on second, re-roll the strat. That is an 8, and he will not go anywhere this time. So actually 14 and divided by, no, it's divided by 4 to get the third. So he would have to be a 3 or lower. Welch will pitch. And it takes away the double play. Welch, 7-4, strikeout, no. Foley, a 5-3, and that's a fly to right field. Going after that will be Gary Thomason. They'll make the catch for out number 1. Does Moreno take third? An 8-1, I believe he does. Let's see, an 8-1. No, that's going to be a play. That is going to be a play. I'm sorry, Moreno's on his way to third. That is an 11. Right fielder for the Dodgers is Thomason. His arm rating is a D. And he is going to be out. His arm rating is a D, and it's a big throw by Gary Thomason. He's going to throw Moreno out at third, 2 down. Wow. Moreno gets thrown out at third by Gary Thomason, even on a D, but he does get there. I'll double check, but yeah, he is out. So Moreno gunned down at third base, trying to advance. And now 2 away. And that'll bring up the right fielder. Hall of Famer, Dave Parker. I have no problem with Parker's have been put in long ago. Cobra, 295 average, 17 homers, 79 RBIs in 80. Welch will deal. Welch, 4-6 against the lefty. Walk. And that 7 is going to be too high. Parker, 7-6, and that's a fly to right once again, and Thomason again will make the play. He'll make the catch, retire the side. No runs and a hit for the Dodgers. We go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight is Jim Bibby. He had a great year. 19 wins, 6 losses, a 3.32 ERA. Bibby had an excellent year for the Bucks that season. Leading off for the Dodgers, second baseman Davey Lopes. I put him in the Hall of Very Good. 251 average, 10 homers, 49 RBIs. Lopes had a very solid career. Jeremy Brooks joins us here at Dodgers Stadium. Bibby, 5-1 walk, 17 is high. Lopes, 6-3, and that's going to be a fly to left field. There are no runners in scoring position. And that's going to be Mike Easler getting to that. And that will be the first out. Next up, the center fielder, Rudy Law. 260 average, a homer, 23 RBIs. Bibby, a 5-6. That's a strikeout, and he just got him. Struck him out. Bibby gets his first strikeout. He had 144 of them in 80. And now the left fielder, Dusty Baker, Hall of Famer. He will go in as a manager, but I put him in the Hall of the Very Good as a player. Bibby with the pitch. Bibby, 6-7, error on a fouler or grounder at the park. Dodgers Stadium, 6-7, and that is a ground ball. That is a ground ball. It's a ground. That is a 6-7. That is a grounder to short. That ball is hit to Foley. His error rating is a 5. That's a 16. Foley will go ahead and get that, and he will throw it over to first and retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Dodgers. No score after 1. We go to the top of the second. Leading off for the Pirates, I'm sure nobody will object to this guy being in the Hall of Fame. First baseman, Pops, Willie Stargell, 262 average, 11 homers, 38 RBIs. I'm sure nobody here has a problem with Willie Stargell being in the Hall. Welch, 1-8 strikeout. He'll get him. And that is the first strikeout for Welch. He had 141 of them that year. Here's the left fielder, Mike Easler. He had a good season. 338 average, 21 homers, 74 RBIs. That is a great year for him. Welch will pitch. Welch, 5-1, strikeout. And nope, that'll be too high. Easler, 6-3, and that's an infield single. It's hit the short. That'll get picked up there by Bill Russell. He'll have to hold on to it, and Easler's going to be safe. Single for Easler. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Bill Matlock. Some people think he still belongs in the Hall of Fame. You can make an argument. 277 average, 10 homers, 53 RBIs. Bill Matlock was a hell of a player. Infield of double play depth. Easler did have 5 steals, and he is staying right where he is. Welch, 2-7 against the righty. Strikeout will be high. Matlock, 4-7. And with no runners in scoring position, that is a base hit past third, but there are no runners in scoring position. Bob Welch, a 1-7. He'll turn that into an out. That's a 10. It will not be an out, and that will be a base hit. So Matlock gets that past third. Easler does not have the speed to get any further, and that will be the hit for Matlock. That'll bring up the catcher, Ed Ott, shortest name in baseball history. 260 average, 8 homers, 41 RBIs. Runners at first and second here. Strategy roll and nothing on the 9. Easler stays put. Welch will deal. Welch, 2-3, walk, 14 will miss. Ott, a 7-5, and that is a ground ball to short. That's a 20. I don't have to go any further than that because Welch has a 0. A ground, that's going to be a 6-4-3 double play, and that'll retire the side. Because Ott grounds out with an 11 plus, that's a 20. Hit the short. If you go ahead and hit it to the shortstop, you add one, so that makes it a 21, and Welch doesn't do any really any difference there. So that's just going to be a 6-4-3 double play to retire the side. No runs, 2 hits for the Bucks. We go to the bottom of the second. I know Chris wants me to look at the dice, but I can look at the die and then just check the base runner, and I know there's really not going to be a change. Clee baseball fan joins us here at Dodgers Stadium and Ernest Cruz. Leading off for the Dodgers, first baseman Steve Garvey. Some people think he still belongs in the Hall of Fame. You can make an argument. 304 average, 26 homers, 106 RBIs, and 80. He had a great season. Bibby with the deal. Bibby, 6-7. Error on a foul ball or grounder at the park. Dodger Stadium, 4-1. And against the righty, that is going to be a base hit. That's going to be a single. That's going to be a single past first, and Garvey is safe at first. First hit of the game for the Dodgers as Garvey gets a hit. And now here's the third baseman, the Penguin, Ron Cey. 254 average, 28 homers, 77 RBIs that season. Infield a double play. Garvey did have 6 steals, and he's not going anywhere. Bibby, 4-2, error on a grounder. Cey, 8-1, and that's going to be a base hit past second base. That's going to be a base hit past second base, and the second baseman is Phil Garner. His error rating is an 8. Error rating is an 8. That's a 4, and that is going to be a booted ball. That's going to be the grounder will be booted on a single past second, and that will be an error. Question is, so grounder booted, roll 1d8 any base runner. So we'll roll that. That is going to be a 2, and Garvey will make it to third. So that's booted away by Phil Garner. He makes the error. Garvey gets the third, and Cey gets the second. And that's going to be a single and an error on an E4. First error on the Pirates. They had 2 errors in the game. And now runners at second and third and no one out. And here's the right fielder, Gary Thomason, 216 average. He had a homer and 12 RBIs that year. Runners at second and third. Infield is going to play in on this one. Is going to play in on this one here. Oh, wait a minute. That was a G, right? Error on a... Yeah, that was an error. Well, wait a minute. Was that a G or an S? That was a single and an error, right? So a single and an error. Was it a single and an error? I keep on... Hold on. It might not be an error. What we rolled? We rolled a S. We rolled an S, right? An error on a grounder is only on a grounder. It's not on an S. Still a little confused on some of the rules that he changed from inside pitch to inside pitch advanced. And I don't think that was a single, right? It was a single past second. It was an S4, and it was an error on a grounder, and an error on a grounder on a G, not on an S. So... no, that's not an error. That's a single pass first. So actually, Garvey, on further review, Garvey goes back to second because he does not have this. He does not have the speed to. He doesn't have the speed to make third with only a base running rating of 2. So it's not an error. It's just a base hit. So no error. I know Chris will probably chastise me for it, but that is not an error. I keep on forgetting it was an error on a grounder, but it was an S. The only way you have an error on a grounder on an S is if it's hit into the outfield. So we took all those away. So it is only runners at first and second. So we cleaned that up. Okay, upon further review. So runners at first and second here. No error, actually. Infield still set for double play. Strategy roll, and nothing happening there. Bibby will pitch. Bibby, 1-5, walk. And that is ball 4. He walked him. So I guess it really didn't matter anyway. So the runners are all going to move up a base as he'll walk Thomason. First walk given up by Bibby. He had 85 of them that year. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Bill Russell. 264 average, 3 homers, 34 RBIs. Bases are loaded. They're going to play the infield back for 2. It's early. It's early in the game right now, so they're going to play the infield back. Nothing on strategy. Bibby will go ahead and pitch. Bibby, 4-6, strikeout, no. Russell, a 3-7, and it's popped up. Pop fly ball to third. That's going to be caught by Maglock for out number 1. Wow. 1 down. And that'll bring up the catcher, Joe Ferguson. 238 average, 9 homers, 29 RBIs that year. The only time I roll for an S is on an infield single, on an error on a throw. That's the only time I roll for an error on an infield single, on an error on a throw. It's the only time that. Everything S now, unless it's into the outfield. Strategy roll, nothing on the 3. Bibby will deal. Bibby, 1-1. Range play 12. That's a 7. It's a range play. Ferguson, 7-4. And against the righty, Ferguson hits one smack into left field. That is a triple, but it's a range play for Mike Easler. He goes after it. His range is a 3, and he can't get it. That's going to be a triple. Garvey will score. Say will score. Thomason will score. Ferguson to third. 3-0 Dodgers. Stadium cheers. Yay! Three RBI triple by Joe Ferguson puts the Dodgers ahead as Ferguson nails a triple. And that will bring up the pitcher, Bob Welch. He uses pitcher hit card 6. He can actually hit the ball a little bit. So Ferguson on his third. The infield will come in. Strategy roll for Ferguson. He'll stay put. Bibby, 5-5, strikeout, and he will get Welch. Welch is a 13 for strikeouts, and he will go down. Struck him out, and that's a second strikeout for Bibby. 2 down. And now here's Lopes. Lopes is 0 for 1. Infield is now back. Bibby, strategy roll, nothing on the 8. Ferguson on his third. Bibby deals. Bibby, 1-7, it's a blank. Lopes, 4-6, and that is a fly to right field. An easy play for Parker. Cobra will get to it and retire the side. 3 runs, 3 hits, and a walk. A 3 RBI triple by Joe Ferguson. 3-0 Dodgers after 2. As Acefield 07 joins us here at Dodger Stadium. Top of the third, leading off for the Pirates will be the second baseman, Phil Scrap Iron Garner. 259 average, 5 homers, 58 RBIs in 80. Welch, 6-7, and that's going to be an automatic out. It'll be hit to right field. Easy play for Thomason. And that is out number 1. Next batter is the pitcher, Jim Bibby. He uses pitcher hit card 5. Welch will deal. Welch, 4-5 against Bibby is a righty against a righty that will be an automatic out, and it will be a fly to center field. An easy play for Rudy Law. And down he goes, 2 down. And now Moreno. Moreno got a base hit, stolen base, but then got thrown out at third, attempting taking an extra base. Welch's grape juice, 6-3, range play at the park. Dodger Stadium, 8-4 at the fly ball to right field. Going after that is Thomason. His range is a 4, and that's an 8. He's going to make the catch. Range play rolls of 8 are successful for the home team. Thomason will leap for it, and he'll grab it, and he'll retire the side. What a play by Thomason. And 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates. We go to the bottom of the third. Rudy Law leads off for the LA. He is 0 for 1. 3-0 Dodgers, bottom of the third. Bibby, 2-7. It's a blank. Law, 8-5. And that's fly to left field. That'll be played by Easler. And he makes the catch. 1 down. Here's Baker. The Lizard is 0 for 1. Bibby will go ahead and deal. Bibby, 5-4. That's a blank. Baker, 3-8, and that's grounded to first base. Pop Stargell will take it to the bag himself, and that is out number 2. And now Garvey. Garvey got a single his first time up. Bibby will deal. Bibby, 7-2, walk. 15 is going to miss. Garvey, an 8-8, and that is going to be a fly ball to center, and Moreno will come under that one. And he'll make the play and retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers, but they lead 3-0 after 3. On to the 4th inning. Welch back on the mound. Tim Aluminum Foley leads off, and he's 0 for 1. Welch will go ahead and deal. Welch, 1-2, error on a booted ball. Foley, 7-5, and against a righty, that is going to be a fly to left field, and that'll be grabbed by Baker. Of course, he won't boot the ball. That'll be out number 1. Here's Parker. Parker 0 for 1. Parker in his prime at 29 years old. Welch will deal. Welch, 7-3, that's a blank. Parker, 7-5, that's a fly to left. Easy call for Baker again. And the Lizard will make the catch, 2 down. And now here's Pops. Stargell is 40 years old in 1980. Stargell is 0 for 1. Welch will deal. Welch, 2-1, strikeout. That got him. Cold strike 3 on Stargell. He don't like the call. He's a 17 against a righty, but +1 from the park makes him an 18. Called strike 3, and down he goes. That's going to be the second strikeout for Welch. And 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Yes, rest in peace, Wilbur Wood, Hall of Famer. Leading off for the Dodgers is the Penguin, Ron Osei. Can you see? He is 0 for 1. Bibby will deal. Bibby, 4-2, error on a grounder. Say, 1-4. Nope, that's going to be a fly out to left field, and it will be Easler getting to that. And that's out number 1. Next up is Thomason. Thomason walked his first time up. Bibby, 3-3, pickoff at the park. There's nobody on base, so we go to the park. Dodger Stadium, 3-4. That's going to be a base hit to center field with a possible double. Thomason has a base running rating of 2. Hit to center field, that's Moreno. His arm rating is a 4. And I keep on a little bit forgetting on this, but I got to remember how they did it. How he does it here. So his arm rate, it's a base running rating is his base running rating is a 2. Arm rating for the center fielder is law. His arm rating is a 2. So that is 2 + 2 + 4. And then you add it's 2 + 4 is 6 minus the 2 is a 4 because you add 4. So a 1-4, Thomason will get to second base. He doesn't. He holds. He goes back to first. Center fielder was Moreno, actually. So it'll be a base hit for Thomason. I think I still screwed that up. So, but it doesn't make it anyway. The 6 keeps him at first. Still got to get the use on that. Here's Russell. Russell is 0 for 1. Infield set for double play. Thomason not a threat to do anything, and he's going to stay right there. Bibby, 3-7 against the righty. It's a blank. Russell, 4-6, and it's a ground ball to short. And this time we actually got to see if we get this. So it's a grounder to short. 13 + 1 is 14. Bibby +4 is 18. That's going to be higher than this for Bill Russell. That is going to be a 6-4-3 double play, and that will retire the side. No runs and a hit for the Dodgers, 3-0 after 4. Bibby did get a lot of double plays, so he gets a high mark for them. We go to the top of the 5th. Welch back on the mound. Mike Take It Easler leads off, and he got a single his first time up. Welch will deal. I've been listening to baseball demos too much. Welch, 1-4, error on a throw. Easler, 6-4. That's going to be a fly out. That's hit to left field. Dusty Baker will get to that, and that's out number 1. Here's Mad Dog Madlock. He got a single his first time up. Welch, a 4-1, error on a grounder. Madlock, 6-4. That's another fly ball. That's fly to center field. And he's going to fight Rudy Law, and the Law is going to win. 2 down. And now here's Ott. Ott, 0 for 1. Welch will pitch. Welch, 5-6. That's a blank. Ott, 6-2. And that's a base hit to left field. Ott gets a single. That's his first hit of the ball game. Here's Scrap Iron. Garner's 0 for 1. Ott really not a threat to do anything, and he won't. Welch will go ahead and he will pitch. Welch, 3-7, error on a booted ball. Garner, 1-6. Nope, that's going to be a fly ball to right field. And this time it'll be Thomason getting to that. He'll make the catch and retire the side. The outs were a fly to left, a fly to center, one base hit, and then a fly to right. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Joe Ferguson leads off for the Dodgers. He got a 3 RBI triple his first time up. Hence the reason why the Dodgers are up 3-0. Bibby will pitch. Bibby, 2-8. It's a blank. Ferguson, 6-8. And that is a ground out to short. That'll be handled by Foley. And he'll toss it over for the out. Here's Welch. He uses pitcher hit card 6. He's 0 for 1. Welch will deal, or Bibby will deal. 8-2, strikeout 12. He'll get him. Swing and a miss, struck him out. He'll get Welch. And that is the third strikeout for Bibby, 2 away. And here comes Lopes. Lopes is 0 for 2. Bibby will deal. No, Wheels is already taken. That belongs. Wheels already belongs to Luzinski. Ferguson, maybe we give him Motor Ferguson, I guess, or something like that. Bibby, 8-1, range play at the park. Dodgers Stadium, 7-8, and against a righty, that is a possible home run to right field. Lopes against a righty is a 7. That is a 0. That is a 5, and I can absolutely say there is not going to be a range play. Kaboom! That ball is pretty high. That ball is pretty deep. And that ball is pretty gone. Home run, Davy Lopes. Stadium cheers. Yay! Lopes did have 10 home runs. He will get one there. As a 7-8 against the righty is a home run to right field. And Lopes had a 7 against the righty. No adjustment from Bibby. That is a 5. It is now 4-0 Dodgers. Still 2 outs in the inning. And here's Law. Law is 0 for 2. 4-0 in favor of the Dodgers. They did historically shut out the Pirates in this game. Bibby. 1-6, strikeout. That'll be too high. Law, a 7-4, and that's going to be a base hit past second base. No runners on base, so the R is ignored, so that'll be a single for Law. He keeps the inning going. And here's the Lizard. Baker is 0 for 2. 2 men out, bottom of the fifth. But the Dodgers have a 4-0 lead. Law. He actually had 40 stolen bases, but the 13 is too high. Bibby, 5-7, and against a righty, that will be an automatic out, and it'll be a fly ball to left field. Grabbing that will be Easler, and he'll make the catch. Retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits, a solo bomb by Davy Lopes. 4-0 Dodgers after 5. We go to the 6th, and it will be Jim Bibby, the pitcher. He uses hit card 5. Question is he going to bat? Let's see. You're already down 4-0. And let's see. He can pitch to 29 batters. And Welch can pitch to 28. I know it's a 6th inning. Do you let Bibby pitch here, or do you bring him out? I think you're down 4-0. You're in the 6th inning. I think you already go to the bench. I think you do. But then again, this is 1980, not 2026. I think you already give up 4 runs. What's his pull rating? 13 is his pull rating. Let me see. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. His pull rating is 13. He's still under his pull rating. I'll let him bat. He's not tired yet. Welch will pitch. Welch, 7-2, error on a foul ball or grounder at the park. Dodgers Stadium, 7-6. That is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to first. That ball is hit to Garvey. His error rating is a 4. That's a 5. He bobbles it, picks it up, throws to Welch, covering the bag. That's out number 1. He does not make an error. So that'll be a grounder to first. Garvey makes the play. 1 down. Here's Moreno. Moreno's 1 for 2 with a single. Welch, a 4-6 against the lefty. Walk, 19 is high. Moreno, 3-6, and it's a grounder to first again. But this time, Garvey doesn't have anything to worry about. He'll just take it to the bag himself for out number 2. And here's Foley. Foley is 0 for 2. Welch will deal. Welch, 2-5, and that's a strikeout, but the 7 is high. Foley, 4-7, and it's popped up. Pop fly ball to third base. Say calling for it in foul territory. And he's going to make the catch and retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Bibby will continue to pitch. And Steve Garvey leads off for the Dodgers. He's 1 for 2 with a single. 4-0 in favor of the Bums. Bibby, 1-8, error on a booted ball. Garvey, 3-1. Nope, that's going to be a fly ball. Fly ball to center. Omar Moreno will go ahead and get that. That's out number 1. Here is the Penguin. Say is 1 for 2 with a single. Bibby with the pitch. 5-6, strikeout 6, and he got him. They'll go ahead and struck him out, and that is strikeout number 4 for Bibby. That's 2 down. It will now bring up Thomason. Thomason 1 for 1, singled and walked. Bibby with the pitch. Bibby, 6-3. That's a pitcher result, but that 18 is going to be too high. Thomason, 6-7, and that's a fly to left field. And that will be grabbed by Easler. And Easler will get it and retire the side. Good job by Bibby. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers. 4-0 after 6. On our way to the 7th inning. Welch will pitch. Dave Cobra Parker leaves off. He's 0 for 2. Parker's been put in the Hall of Fame long ago, but he finally got in this time. About darn time. Welch, 5-4, walk, and that's 6. Wow, just missed it. Parker, 7-7, and it's a grounder to first base, taken by Garvey. Garvey will take it to the bag on his own. Here's Stargell. Stargell 0 for 2. 40 years old in 1980. Welch will deal. Welch, 5-4, walk. 17 is going to miss. Stargell, 3-5, and that hits one into right field. That'll be a double. Stargell will get himself a hit, and he'll trot on to second base very slowly, obviously. But that is a double for Stargell. Now we'll see if the Pirates can do anything with it. Here is Easler. Easler 1 for 2 with a single. Stargell on at second. Strategy rolls are off. Welch, 5-3. That is blank. Easler, 7-8. And against the righty, it's grounded to first base. Garvey making a lot of plays lately. He'll take it to the bag himself for out number 2. Stargell automatically makes third. And now we'll see if Madlock can get a run in. Madlock 1 for 2. 2 outs. Top of the 7th, 4-0 Dodgers in this National League matchup. Welch will, strategy rolls are off. Welch will deal. Welch, 5-2. Pickoff. No. It goes to the park. Dodger Stadium. 5-1. And it's going to be a base hit past second base, and the Pirates are on the board. Starger will come in to score. Madlock gets the Pirates on the board. It's now 4-1. Single past second. And an RBI for Madlock, his second hit of the game. And will now bring up Ott. Ott is 1 for 2 with a single. And now we have a 4-1 ball game. The Pirates historically got shut out in this game, so we got a new one here. Madlock on it first. Strategy rolls are back. And nothing on the 8 by the looks of it. Welch will deal. Welch, 5-8. Hit by pitch. 17, no. Welch, Ott, 1-6. And he grounds it to short. That'll be handled by Russell. He's going to throw to first to get Ott. And that'll end the inning. 1 run on 2 hits for the Pirates. 4-1 now here at Dodger Stadium. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Don't forget, we got 10-minute ticker coming up after tonight's game. Our next match will be tomorrow night. It'll be May 21st. And we're going to Candlestick Park to see the San Francisco Giants. We've already seen them before, but they will be hosting the Chicago Cubs. We've not seen them yet. And we got a good pitching matchup tomorrow night. Rick Russell will be going for the Cubs, and Vita Blue will be going for the Giants. A good National League matchup tomorrow night between Russell and Blue, Cubs and the Giants at Candlestick Park. That'll be tomorrow night on the network. As Philip Reynolds joins us here at Dodgers Stadium. Bottom of the 7th here, Dodgers lead 4-1. Bill Russell leads off for the Dodgers. He is 0 for 2. This will be Bibby's last inning. Bibby will go ahead and deal. Bibby, 8-6, strikeout, and he got him. Struck him out, just barely got him on that. And that'll be the 5th strikeout for Bibby. 1 down. Next up is Ferguson. Ferguson 1 for 2 with a 3 RBI triple. Bibby will deal. Bibby, 6-3. That's a pitcher result. The 16 is going to be a blank. Ferguson, 7-6, and against a righty, it's a base hit past short. Ferguson gets his second hit of the game. That's a single. And now the batter is Welch. And Welch, he can pitch to 3 more batters before he tires. You got a 3-run lead. I would think you'd let him stay in there with a 3-run lead. He's been very good. He's only given up a run. So probably be laying down the bunt. Corners in. Strategy roll. That is a 6. And that is a 6. He does not, that is a 6. Ferguson not going anywhere. Welch didn't lay down the bunt a lot. He didn't bunt much, but his bunt rating is a 4. But because he's a pitcher, I'm going to call it. It's going to be an automatic bunt. So the bunt is on. So Bibby will go ahead and pitch. Corners are in, expecting the bunt. Bibby, 2-1, strikeout, 20. That's going to be cut in half. That's going to be too high. So the bunt is laid down by Welch, and that is bunted right to the pitcher. His bunt rating is a 4, but hit to the pitcher. But hit to the pitcher, I believe his bunt rating is changed. Let me just make sure. Batter bunt. No, it's not. Bunt depth is not changed, only if it's in. As I look here, it says bunt rating is 0. So it's not changed. So his bunt rating stays the same. So his bunt rating is a 4, and that's going to be a 10, and that's going to be a successful bunt. Nice play by Welch. He'll bunt it to Bibby. His only play is the first, and that's 2 outs. They don't have the money. The only time you do a bunt rating on a minus is if they are in. And it says bunt that the pitcher and catcher is 0. So no problem. So there are 2 down. Now the batter is Lopes. On the sacrifice hit back to the pitcher. Lopes is 1 for 3 with a bomb. 2 men down, bottom of the 7, 4-1 Dodgers. Strategy roll, and nothing on the 8. Ferguson stays where he is. Bibby, 7-5, error on a booted ball. Lopes, 2-4. That's a ground ball right back to Bibby. His error rating is a 20. That's going to be an automatic error. He's going to boot that ball, and everyone will be safe. Ferguson to third and Lopes to first. So that's going to be an E1 on Bibby. Second error on the Pirates in the game. And allows Law to come up now with runners at the corners. Law is 1 for 3 with a single. This will be Bibby. He'll be tired after Law. This will be his last at bat. Bibby is due to bat second. So the Pirates would like to see if they can get him through. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, bottom of the 7. Bibby got to make a good pitch. Strategy roll, and nothing on the 13. Bibby will go ahead and deal. Bibby, 1-4, walk, and that is ball 4. The bases are loaded. He walks Law, and that is a second walk given up by Bibby. Now the batter is Baker, and Bibby is tired, and that will be it for him. So Bibby will leave the game. He leaves with the L, and the Pirates just got to get 1 batter out. So they're going to go to the bullpen here and see if they're going to bring on to pitch. And coming on to pitch for the Pirates is going to be Enrique Romo. 5 wins, 5 losses, 11 saves, a 3.27 ERA. Romo will come on to pitch. His job is to get Baker out. Bases loaded. Dodgers a chance to blow it open. But Enrique Romo a chance to get out Baker. Baker is 0 for 3. 2 outs, bottom of the 7. Romo sets it in there. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 4. Romo sets it in, and he will pitch. Romo, 2-1. That's at the park. Dodger Stadium. 1-2, and it is a ground ball to first. That'll be taken care of by Pops, and he'll take it to the bag himself, and that will end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and a walk. Could have been a lot worse, but it stays 4-1 Dodgers after 7. As Romo gets Baker to ground out. Top of the 8th. Probably Welch's last inning. Welch can pitch to 3 more batters before he tires. Phil Garner leads off for Pittsburgh. He's 0 for 2. Fans here at Dodger Stadium hoping the Dodgers can continue their winning ways. They've had a winning month of May so far. Welch, a 2-2. That is a blank. Garner, a 4-3. That's popped up to short. And Russell says he'll get it. And that's out number 1. Pinch hitter coming up for Romo. Let's see who the Pirates are going to bring on the bat. And let's see. Milner had 31. Lacey 10, 15, 2. Let's see. Jack, let's see here. Jack will probably need a lefty, right? It's probably going to be Milner, I think. Yeah. Coming on to pinch it for the Pirates is going to be John Milner. 244 average, 8 homers, 34 RBIs in 80. John Milner had 31 at-bats, pinch hits against right-handers. So he will go ahead and bat against Welch. Welch will pitch. Welch, 5-3. It's a blank. Milner, 7-4. And that is a fly to right. Going over there is Gary Thomason. And he makes the catch for out number 2. Here's Moreno. Moreno is 1 for 3 with a single. Welch will deal. Welch, 4-1, error on a grounder. Moreno, 5-4. That is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to first. That ball is hit to Garvey. His error rating is a 4. That's a 9. Garvey won't make the error. Welch will come on over. Garvey throws it to first. And that'll retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Bucks. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Steve Garvey leads off for the Dodgers. He is 1 for 3 with a single. Dodgers have right, left coming up, so I think the Pirates will go to a righty here. And coming on to pitch for the Pirates, he only had 5 relief appearances, but this is not a save situation, so I'm not going to bring into Colby. So coming on to pitch for the Pirates is going to be Don Robinson. 7 wins, 10 losses, save, a 3.99 ERA, more of a starter. But Don Robinson does have relief appearances. He does have a late appearance as well, so he will come in to pitch. So Robinson will pitch to Garvey here. 1 for 3. Bottom of the 8th, Robinson. 6-7, error on a booted ball. Garvey, 4-2. Nope, that's a fly ball to left field. And that's going to be Mike Easler getting to that. And that's the first out. The Penguin is next. Say is 1 for 3. Robinson will deal. Robinson, 5-8, walk, 15. That just missed. Say, 6-5, and that's a double into right field. Say hits that one down the line. He'll go into the corner. And Say will round first, heading for second. He'll get there standing up as Say gets his second hit of the game. And now a chance for Thomason. Thomason, 1 for 2, singled and walked. Insurance run on at second base. Strategy, nothing on the 18. Robinson will deal. Robinson, 1-4. Pitcher result, that is a 4. And against the lefty, that's going to be a base hit. That's going to be a single past third. That'll be a base hit. Say, I don't think he'll score on a single past third from second. And as I check the thing here to make sure, and single past third, no, he'll have to hold the third base. So Say will hold at third. Thomason a base hit. Now runners in the corners with 1 out. The batter now is Russell. Russell 0 for 3. Infield. Russell does ground into some double plays. They're going to call the infield in. No strategy roll. Robinson will deal. Robinson, 6-1, walk. 14 is high. Russell, 7-4. It's a fly ball to left field. Going after that is Easler. That's going to be out number 2. Russell, a sacrifice fly of 2. The 12 is too high. Say will try it on his own. And that is a 5-8. And he will hold. 5-8, not deep enough, as a good throw by Parker keeps him at third base. And that'll be 2 men down. And now here's Ferguson. Ferguson 2 for 3, a triple and a single. Ferguson responsible for 3 of the 4 Dodger runs. Robinson looking in on Ferguson. Fans here at Dodger Stadium would like to see some insurance. Robinson, 6-4, and they're not going to get it. 6-4 against a righty is going to be an automatic. Nope, it's going to be a ground ball to first. Pop Stargell will take it himself and retire the side. No runs, 2 hits for the Dodgers, but they lead by 3 after 8. But will we see some 9th inning magic? Top of the 9th coming up. Welch is on there. Tim Foley leads off. And I think the Dodgers are going to go to the closer. So Welch is going to leave the ball game. He will be done. And the Dodgers will go to the bullpen. And coming on to pitch for the Dodgers will be their closer. And that's going to be Steve Howe. 7 wins, 9 losses, 17 saves, a 2.66 ERA. So Welch leaves with a W. Howe trying to get the save. Howe trying to get a save here. So Steve Howe will come on to pitch. Top of the 9th, 4-1 Dodgers. Foley, he will bat. Howe will pitch. Howe, 6-2, strikeout. That got him. Cold strike 3. Foley against the lefty. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Darn, I'm looking at the walk. That is a 2. He did not get him. That is too high. Foley, dang, 4-2, but it's going to be a fly out the left anyway. That'll be grabbed by Baker. And that is out number 1. I keep on forgetting to look at these cards sometimes. Here's Cobra. Cobra's 0 for 3. Not had a good night tonight. Howe will pitch. Howe, 4-1. It's a blank. Parker, 2-3. Base hit center field. So Parker gets to first base. That's his first hit of the game. And now here's Stargell. Stargell 1 for 3 with a double. Stargell will bat against Howe. Infield set for double play. Tying run on deck. Parker sets up in there. Howe will pitch. Howe, 2-1. Range play 13. It will be a range play. Stargell, 7-8. It's a line drive to second base. Lopes is there. His range is a 4. He leaps. He's got it. That's out number 2. Does he get Parker at first base? That is a line out to second. That is a 2. And a line out to second, a 1-6 with a position second base, runner on base, a 1-6. That is a 2. That is a 2. He's going to throw to first to double off Parker, and that's your game. A line drive to second, Lopes leaps. He gets the range play, throws to first to double off Parker, and that will be your ball game. An L4-3 double play. Stadium cheers. Yay! So the Dodgers will win this game 4-1, a win against the Bucks. Here against the Pirates here at Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers will now go to 19-15, and the Pirates now drop to 14-17. Final line score coming up. For the Dodgers, 4 runs, 9 hits, no errors. For the Pirates, 1 run, 7 hits, 2 errors. The winning pitcher is Bob Welch. He'll get the win. Jim Bibby will take the loss. I will give Steve Howe the save. So a victory there for the Dodgers here at Dodger Stadium. But we're not done, guys. 10-minute ticker is next. Sometimes I move a little too fast, and I realize that some of the rules for inside pitch advance are still a bit different from regular inside, from classic inside pitch. So I need to slow down. Chris, if you watch this game, I'm sorry. I'm still trying. I'm doing my best. It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, powered by FastScore Baseball. So the Pirates are going to take a loss here, 4-1 to the Dodgers. Let's see how the rest of the majors does tonight. On my birthday, May 18th, Seattle at the White Sox. Mariners, 744. That's 4. White Sox, 661. That is 6. A win for the Pale Hose. Boston at Cleveland. Red Sox, 1866. That's 12. Cleveland, 933. And that is 3. Baltimore at Detroit. Orioles, 1411. That is 0. Tigers, 1065. That is 9. A win for the Cats. California at Kansas City. Angels, 1453. That's 6. Royals, 1551. That is also 6. And we're going to extras. California rolls a 2. -1 is 1. Kansas City rolls a 3. +1 is 4. They will win it in extras. Milwaukee at Minnesota. Brewers, 1622. That's 3. Twins, 863. That is 7. Twins will win. Rangers and the Yankees. Rangers, 1526. 4 runs. Yankees, 1333. 4 runs. And they're going to extras as well. Both teams roll a 4. Yankees are a +1. Texas is a -2. That will be a win for the Yankees, not the Rangers. Yankees will get the win. Oakland at Toronto. Athletics, 1252. 6 runs. Blue Jays, 314. 1 run. A win for the A's. Mets and the Braves in a doubleheader. Can my Mets get a win? Mets, 921. That's 2. Braves, 534. That is 3. The answer is no on that one. Mets, 843. That is 4. Braves, 1042. That is 4. And they go to extras. Mets roll a 4. -1 is 3. Braves roll a 1. +1 is 2. And my Mets will get a happy recap. Philadelphia at the Astros. Phillies, 824. 2. Astros, 1562. 8. Another win for them. Cubs and the Padres. Cubs, 644. That's 4. Padres, 1132. That's 4. And we're going to extras. Cubs roll a 6. No, Cubs roll a 1. -1 is 0. Padres roll a 6, and they're going to win that in extras. Cardinals and the Giants. Cardinals, 1416. That is 2. Giants, 762, and that is 6. A win for the Giants. May 19th, Minnesota at the White Sox. Twins, 1943. 6. White Sox, 455. That is 5. A win for the Twin Cities. Baltimore at Cleveland. Orioles, 1642. That's 5. Indians, 642. And that's 4. A win for the O's. Yankees at Detroit. Yankees, 1826. and that's 4. Tigers 1151, that's 5. Another win for the Cats. Oakland at Kansas City. Athletics 755, 6 runs. Royals 1453, also 6 runs. They're going to extras. Brewers, Oakland rolls a 1. -1 is 0. Kansas City rolls a 5. +1 is 6, and that will be a win for the Royals. Milwaukee at Seattle. Brewers 1536, that's 5. Mariners 0-31, that is 2. California at Texas. Angels 9-32, that's 3. Rangers 18-22, and that is also 3. And they're going to extras. A lot of extra inning games tonight. Angels roll a 2. -1 is 1. Rangers roll a 5. -2 is 3. And the Rangers will win it in extras. Boston at Toronto. Red Sox 9-64, that is 8. Blue Jays 21-54, and that is also 8. Geez, another extra inning game. Boston rolls a 4. +1 is 5. Blue Jays roll a 4. +1 is 5. It's a tie, which means Toronto will win it in home field. Cardinals and the Dodgers. Cardinals 10-52, 5 runs. Dodgers 14-46, 6 runs. Another win for the Dodgers. Braves and the Expos. Braves 5-64, that's 7. Expos 12-46, that's 5. The Braves will win it. Reds and the Phillies. Reds 123, that's 1. Phillies 756, and that's 6, a win for the Phils. On to May 20th, Minnesota at the White Sox. Twins 965, that is 8. White Sox 354, and that's 5, a win for the Twins. Baltimore at Cleveland in a doubleheader. Orioles 1531, that's 4. Indians 735, that is 3. O's win the first. Baltimore 1956, that is 8. Indians 924, that is 3. And Baltimore takes both. Yankees at Detroit. Yankees 1414, that is 2. Tigers 1141, that is 4. The Tigers, I think they're very close to 500 if they've not gotten there already. Oakland at Kansas City. Athletics 861, that is 6. Royals 454, and that is 5. That'll be a win for the A's. Milwaukee at Seattle. Brewers 1232, that's 4. Mariners 525, that's 2. Win for the Brew Crew. California at Texas. Angels 1166, that is 10. Rangers 1451, that is 6. A win for the Halos. Boston at Toronto. Red Sox 1862, and that's 8. Blue Jays 1045, that is 5. A win for the Red Sox. Cardinals and the Dodgers. Cardinals 541, that is 3. Dodgers 825, that is also 3, and that's extras. Cardinals both teams roll a 3. St. Louis -4, Dodgers +0. That's going to be a win for the Dodgers. Braves and the Expos. Braves 323, that's 2. Expos 733, and that is 3. A win for the Spos. Astros and the Mets. Can my Mets get a win? Astros 735, and that is 3. Mets 316, and that is 1. And my Mets suck. Reds and the Phillies. Reds 931, that is 3. Phillies 1154, that is 6. Another win for the Fighting Phils. Cubs and the Giants. We have these two tomorrow night. Cubs 455, and that is 5. Giants 944, that is also 5. And there, once again, we've got extras. Cubs roll a 4, -1 is 3. Giants roll a 2, +1 is 3. That is a tie, which means the Giants will win it by virtue of home field. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow we be at Candlestick Park. The Chicago Cubs take on the San Francisco Giants. Rick Russell for the Cubs, Vita Blue for the Giants. Be there or be square. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out the turnstiles. Subscribe if you're not done so. Make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. The Pirates cannot raise the Jolly Roger, as the Dodgers will beat the Bucks tonight 4-1. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.